Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Now today we're going to do a quick everyday yoga flow. And we will be doing some toe stands. So if you have never done toe stands before, you may want to grab some blocks or set up close enough to a wall or a table so that you can use something to help with the balance aspect. Now, if that sounds good to you, go ahead and roll out your mat and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Now beginning in our mountain pose, we'll heel toe the feet until they're underneath of the hips. We'll pick up the toes, spread them out nice and wide before we set them down. Lift the shoulders up to the ears, we'll come back and down the spine and rotate the palms forward. Close the eyes. And we'll take a few deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and releasing the breath out from the mouth. Breathing in through the nose and out from the mouth. And again, one more time, breathing in through the nose, and this time letting the breath out as a sigh. And our next in-breath, we'll reach the arms up overhead, lifting towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, nod the head yes, and shake the arms out. Add a little more bend to the knees, and we'll start to roll back up the spine as we make our way towards standing again. And we can roll the shoulders up and back a few times at the top. Now we're going to shift our weight forward and back. So lifting up onto our toes. Drop the heels down and then lift the toes up off the mat. Spread them out nice and wide. Shift forward, drop the toes, lift the heels. Get nice and tall. Drop the heels, lift the toes. We'll move back and forth. Once more each. And make our way to the top of the mat. With a big breath in, we'll lift up to the ceiling. With our exhale, we'll cactus the arms, pull the shoulder blades in and down the spine. And we'll start to lift the chest up. Inhale, lengthen back up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we'll hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands down, step or hop the feet back. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. We'll shift a little further forward. Hug the elbows in. Exhale, chaturanga to an up dog or to our cobra. Now we'll hinge and press the hips up and back to our down dog. And wiggle out however you normally like. Lifting the left leg up towards the ceiling, we'll circle the ankle out in one direction and around in the other. Drawing the knee up towards the nose as we shift forward and step the left foot down. A full breath in and an even larger breath back out. And then we'll bring our left hand around to the inside of our left leg. Now we can start to walk that left foot out further, or we can roll onto the pinky edge side of the foot. We can even press the knee away with the left hand. And we can also drop the right knee down. And I'll take a moment here. Good. We'll start to walk our left foot back in towards center, tucking the right toes under if we dropped that right knee down. Pressing evenly through both feet. With an inhale, we'll lift up to our crescent lunge, pressing back through the right heel, so we're engaging through our right leg as well. Now we'll add a little more of a bend to our right leg, hinging forward slightly, and we're going to bring our right leg to the top of our mat. Step it up and set it down. With an in-breath, we'll reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale to cactus, maybe a baby back bend. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, hinging from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands down, step the feet back. Plank pose. Shift forward. Chaturanga to our up dog or our cobra. And then to our down dog. Wiggle it out. And then we'll send our right leg up and back behind. Circle the ankle out in one direction and around in the other. Bend at the knee, lead with the knee as we shift forward and step that right foot down. Full breath in and an even larger breath back out as we circle our right hand to the inside of our right leg. Lizard pose on this side. So again, we can walk our right foot out towards the outer edge of the mat. We can drop our left knee down. And we'll start to walk that right foot back in. Frame it out with the hands. Lift the back knee off the mat if we dropped it down. We'll press evenly through both feet. And with our inhale, lift up to our crescent lunge. Again, pressing back through the left heel. So we're engaging through both legs. And now we'll step back up to the top of the mat and set the left foot down. With an in-breath, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, hinge from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands down, step, hop, or float to your plank. We'll shift further forward. Exhale, to our inhale, to our down dog. Now we'll take the feet a little further apart, add more of a bend to the knees, and slide the hands in about a hand's length. Now really pressing into the hands so we can turn the hips out and up. And really reach back with the tailbone. Now shifting forward so the shoulders are over the wrists. We'll bend the knees coming onto the tippy toes. So we're moving to our elevated tabletop. Now we can drop the knees the rest of the way down to the floor, untuck the toes, and we'll find a few cat-cows with our in-breath shining the chest forward, lifting the eyes and the tailbone up. With our exhale, we'll curl in towards center, arch up through the spine, and move back and forth with the breath. Head back to our tabletop. We'll tuck the toes under, and we'll start to walk back to sit on the heels. Take a little bit of time here, lifting tall through the top of the head. As we start to stretch the bottom of the foot, the plantar fascia, and the tops of the quads. Now we'll drop the hands down and maybe slide the feet a little bit closer together so that the knees touch. And we'll start to rock back onto the toes so our knees are up off the mat, and walk the hands in towards the body to lift them up. Now this is our toe stand, so we can use the wall beside us to hold on to, or some blocks if we find the balance here challenging. All right, from here we're gonna make our way to standing. So trying to keep our heels up as high as we can for as long as we can. We'll move as slowly as we can, engaging through the quads as we start to lift us up to standing. Drop the heels down and wiggle out. To the top of the mat we go. With an in-breath, we'll reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to lift. Exhale, hinging. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Plant the hands, step or hop back. We'll meet in our down dog, however we would like to get there. And wiggle out the feet. Swivel out the hips. We'll slide the hands in a little closer to the toes. Walk the feet a little further apart, bend the knees. Press into the hands and up and back through the hips. We'll shift forward to that floating tabletop again. Shoulders come over the wrists. Bend the knees to hover over the floor, pressing the toes into the earth. I'll take the knees out further before we drop them down. Slide the big toes in to touch, and we'll scoot our left hand underneath of the chest. With a nice big breath in, we'll reach the right arm up, and then we'll spiral as we reach our right hand as far through our left as we can before bringing our shoulder inside of face down. Pressing into the left hand to unthread the right, reach the right up. And we'll bring the right hand down. Take a full in and out breath cycle to reset. And with our next in breath, we'll reach the left arm up. Exhale, we'll thread that left arm through our right side. Drop the shoulder in the side of face down. And we'll press through the right. Unthread the left, reach the left up. And bring the left down, walk the legs in closer together. They don't have to touch quite yet. We'll tuck the toes under and walk in. And then we're going to sit up tall on the knees, bringing the hands all the way around to the low back. Fingertips point down to the earth. We'll pull the shoulders down and back, lifting the chest forward. We'll start to slide our eyes up the wall towards the ceiling. Moving to a chest opener, back bend. And from here we can move to our full camel if we would like, by dropping the hands down to our heels, pulling the shoulders in and down, lifting the chest. Or we can stay here in our modification. I'll slide the eyes back down the wall until the spine is at a more neutral place. Drop the arms down and wiggle out. As we drop the hands to the floor, we'll again move to our toe stand, lifting the knees up off the mat, walk the hands in, and we'll hover here, pressing into the toes. And again, we're going to make our way to standing, pressing the toes into the earth, engaging through the legs as we start to press us back up all the way to standing. Drop the heels and wiggle out. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy. Now, if you've made it this far, be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And follow the link to my Patreon if you would like to support me further. Thank you.